It's 2025 and I just got a Nintendo 2DS XL. Yep, a console that first dropped almost 8 years ago, but it still feels kind of legendary. So today, let's take a quick look back at where this little handheld came from, and then I'll tell you why I decided to grab one in 2025. Subscribe! The new 2DS XL was first released in 2017 as the final big revision of Nintendo's 3DS's family of systems. Unlike the 2DS, which had a flat slate-like design and had no hinge, the 2DS XL brought back its clamshell design, bigger screens, and that sleek, lightweight feel. It basically gave you the power and the library of a 3DS XL, but without the glasses-free 3D, which is fine since most people didn't really like that. At the time, it was considered the budget-friendly way to play one of Nintendo's biggest handheld game libraries ever. And let's not forget, the 3DS family had access to thousands of games, from Pokemon to Zelda to niche JRPGs and even DS backwards compatibility. But by 2020, production officially stopped as Nintendo moved fully to the Switch. When this released, the Switch was already a thing, but they were trying to say that they were still gonna support the 3DS family. Well, you know what happened there. The 2DS XL became one of those end-of-an-era systems, a last hurrah for dedicated handheld gaming before hybrid consoles took over. So why did I get one in 2025? Honestly, there's just something about owning a handheld like this that modern consoles can't replace. I love the original DS and 3DS libraries. The dual screen design is still unique to this day. Emulators are having a hard time to emulate games in an organic way because of the dual screen design. And the modding scene in this system has been thriving ever since the eShop closed. Plus, with the 2DS XL, I can access the entire DS and 3DS generation in one device. That's basically two whole eras of gaming right in my pocket. Currently, I'm using it as a Pokemon handheld. I have all generations from 1 to 7 and even their remakes downloaded here, as well as some few Legend of Zelda games, and of course Monster Hunter, my favorite franchise of all time. For me, the appeal is part nostalgia, part collecting, and part convenience. It's so easy to lug around everywhere. If you just want a quick session of Pokemon, you just open it and you play. If you're on the bus, if you're on the train, if you're traveling somewhere, this is perfect. And because of its clamshell design, you could just throw it in your pocket and not worry about the screen being damaged. Games like Pokemon, Fire Emblem, Monster Hunter feel so at home in dual screens, and no emulator right now could capture that same vibe. There are new emulators coming out like the Ain Tour, but we don't really know how that's gonna work out, and I'm kind of scared about the pricing on that one. In 2025, it's actually kind of fun to revisit the system that was once overlooked and now feels like a hidden gem. Unfortunately, it is 2025, and you know what that means. Everything is pricier. What's the damage to your wallet if you want to buy one of these ones? Well, it depends. A loose system without the box usually runs around $100 to $150 if you're lucky. A box special edition though, that's gonna cost you quite more, easily $200 to $300 depending on the condition. Some of the rare designs like the Pikachu or Pokeball editions can push up to $400 on the collector's market. Now, I just went for the normal black and blue version, and I just bought a Pokeball case from AliExpress for $10 so that I could still have some kind of a fun aspect in terms of aesthetics without dropping the entire wallet. And of course, prices vary depending on where you live. In some regions, they're getting harder and harder to find at all. I managed to score mine for a whopping $105, which is quite a steal, since not only did I get the console itself, I got Super Mario 3D Land, Batman Blackgate, which I don't really know, I really should play that, and Monster Hunter Generations. And that doesn't stop there. We got a grip. I don't really use it much since I prefer the actual case, but if you want more bulk in exchange for more comfortability when playing, it's also fine and dandy there. We also got two chargers. One of them is plugged right there and one of them is right here. Different voltages for different countries. All in all, for $105, we got it for such a steal. Now, people might be saying, why get one now? instead of just emulating. For me, it's the physical experience. Holding a dual screen handheld and flipping it open, sliding a cartridge in if you want, it's something the Switch and emulators just don't replace. Plus, you're getting access to all 1000 plus games that the 3DSs have if you mod it, which is so easy, it barely takes 30 minutes now. If you want a video about modding the 3DS, I really just not watching a video about it and just following the link in the description. The modding community is very particular about these things, and the process might change every few days, so it's better to just read the written guide. All in all, the 2DS XL may be a 2017 handheld, but in 2025, it's still going strong in terms of collectability, usability, and pricing. If you can find one at a reasonable cost, I'd say grab it before they skyrocket even more. I'm just glad I finally got mine. So what about you? Would you still pick up a 2DS XL in 2025, or do you think it's better to just emulate? Are you just waiting for the Aintor to release? Drop your thoughts down below and tell me what your favorite DS or 3DS game was. For me, it's still Pokemon Soul Silver, man. No contest at all.